All right, so you might be thinking about right now if you should consider getting the AMC movie pass. It's about 25 bucks a month. Is it worth it? I'll tell you what, guys, I've been hard testing this epic product for the last 2 months. I'm going to tell you about my experience and whether or not you should consider getting the movie pass. And most importantly, in this process, I have created my own incredible and fully proprietary movie rating system. I'm going to share that with you guys here. Just stay tuned for real quick. I'll be right back here in a few seconds. All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. I goofed on this video before it starts. It's actually the AMC A-list. It's not the AMC movie pass. Like I say, every time I say movie pass in here, I really meant to say A-list. All right, guys, enjoy the movie. Hey, what's up, everybody? Andre Reese.biz. That's right. Not only do I do taxes, I do a whole bunch of other stuff. And as you guys are all aware, if you follow me on social media, if you just know me just in personal, you guys all know that I was born with, I like to put my fingers like this, and look right into the camera. I was born with a magnificent gift. That's right. Not only do I see business opportunities, but I see tax deductions everywhere I look. I don't care where I am, if I'm on a plane, if I'm on a boat, if I'm just laying in bed looking at the ceiling, I see magnificent and incredible tax deductions and business opportunities wherever I look. You guys should book a consultation, and that way I can enlighten you with the game that I got. And most importantly, what I do is I make sure that you guys are in good shape for the upcoming tax season. If you're thinking about starting a business, you got questions about what you can deduct, how to go about structuring your business, those types of things, I can definitely help you for sure. Go ahead and book a consultation. Visit me at andrereese.biz. And of course, it runs $195 for about an hour for us to talk. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more. Remember, in this video here, as we kind of go along, a couple things real quick. This is always going to be just for educational purposes only. You got to remember that. I have not played an attorney or a financial planner, even on television. So don't take this as financial advice. We're just talking here, having a nice discussion. It's always for educational purposes only. And most importantly, always stay tuned to the end of the video. I always have some incredible ideas on business opportunities you can start based upon this incredible topic. And most importantly, things that you can do to be able to set up deductions, of course, as it relates to this topic. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'll go ahead and talk real quick about the AMC movie pass, and most importantly, my movie reviewing proprietary algorithm that I came up with to be able to give you guys quickly a rundown on the movie. So let's just go ahead and start real quick with the AMC movie pass. Me personally, if you guys know me, I love entertainment. I love outdoor shows. I love indoor shows. I love kids when they perform. I love professionals. I'm just a person that's really, really down for watching entertainment and enjoying entertainment. I don't care who does it. It doesn't have to be anything high priced. I just enjoy being in that environment. And even when it comes to theme parks, they got Disney World out there and the Disneyland and all that kind of stuff. My favorite place to go is the actual movie theme park within Disney World in Florida. But most importantly, I love going to Universal Studios, especially the one in Hollywood, California. I love going down to Hollywood, the Walk of Fame, all that good stuff. I just love Tinseltown. That's always been one of my things that have been one of my favorites. And so when the movie industry shut down, I used to see a lot of movies before, just like everybody else did when COVID kind of hit. I stopped going to the movies. And at one point I had, there was another, I forget who made it. There was another company that offered a movie pass. It might even be Movie Pass, that offered its own individual product that allowed you to go to any theater. It didn't have to be AMC. It can be anything that, any movie house that accepted the movie pass. You can kind of go there and watch a movie, and then they would pay them a reduced amount to be able to pay for the ticket. I had that subscription for quite a long time, and there was a lot of issues and problems. Eventually, I think they went bankrupt. They went out of business, maybe got absorbed by somebody else. But AMC, and one of the things that they did in creating this type of movie pass is almost all the other theaters, Century, AMC, those are really the main ones out here. I think Regal also did it as well. Those are some of the ones out here in the Bay Area. They decided to come up with their own individual movie pass in a sense that you can take and spend a flat amount of money every month. You can go actually watch a certain amount of movies every week, and generally there's no restriction within the format itself. So at one point I had the AMC movie pass, and then I got to the point where I wasn't using it that much, and I stopped using it. And eventually, after several months, I just went ahead and just cut it off, just to be able to save the money. And then at some point, life change, focus, direction, etc. Then COVID hit. Then the entire movie industry, more or less, shut down, as you guys are very much aware of it. And they were very hurt because they had to stop production. They had to deal with all the issues with social distancing, etc. Then they started to finally open up some of the theaters to limited amounts of people. Some people went. They had a lot of protocols around, wearing their mask, and even a lot of the big studios. They had major productions. I remember the Top Gun Maverick. It was delayed for probably at least 2.5 years. Because of COVID, and they wanted to try to make sure that they brought a movie like that out into an environment where people would actually go see it. So the industry itself has been a lot of times, you can almost say, functioning on fumes or running on life support. And as people have started to slowly work their way back in the theater, and so what I did recently is my girl's been traveling quite a bit, and over like the last month or two, so what I ended up doing was I said, well, if she's going to be gone a lot, I want to be able to find something to do to kind of entertain myself. And I was just kind of looking around, and I ran upon the Movie Pass, and I went ahead and signed up for it. It runs about $25 a month. They have a few different versions of it. I think they have one that goes down as low as $19.99, but it's only available in certain states. But if you live in California, you pretty much figure if you want to be able to use California and all the other states that they have available, you're paying about $25 a month for the Movie Pass. And what do you get for the Movie Pass? You get the ability to go see 3 movies a week. Let that sink in. You can go see 3 movies a week. So if it's a month, you're able to go see 12 movies a month for about $25. Now, if you ever have gone to a movie that's not a matinee, you want to go see something in Dolby Cinema or IMAX or even like the AMC Prime, you're going to be paying about $26 for those tickets. And that's excluding, the popcorn and everything else. So you figure for the price of one movie in the evening that's being shown in a premium theater, you can see 12 movies a month. And to me, that's a hell of a deal. So I went ahead and signed up for it and started checking it out. And like I said, when it comes to the Movie Pass, I think it is an epic option for you if you want to go to the movies at least twice a month. And if you go to the movies twice a month and you see at least 2 premium types of showings, IMAX or whatever it might be, it really, really pays for itself. Now, AMC is also famous for having the option to give you the ability to see, the movies. You're able to see the movies themselves on Tuesdays for about $5. That's a hell of a deal, But if you want to see movies any other day of the week, and if Tuesdays don't work out for you because you got the kids, you got to work or whatever, having the Movie Pass is definitely an incredible option. I would definitely say that. And to kind of working my way through this here, what I've noticed now is over the last 2 months when I first started going, there's a lot of movies that I went to, and there was hardly anybody in the theater at all. And when there were people in the theater, people had a tendency to be pretty much spaced out. There were, depending on what time of day you went, you'd see couples, or you'd see a lot of single individuals that are going to the movies by themselves. But if you look at the app, you make the reservations, etc., you're able to see kind of where the seats are. You get an idea if you're going to be the only person in there, or one of 2 or 3 people, whatever it might be, or a pair of a couple, or whatever it might be. So you have an idea of where you're going to be sitting at and who's going to be around you. So all that information is easily available from the movie app. So like I said, when I first started going to the movies, there wasn't a lot of people going to the movies. There wasn't. And really over the last, and I think one of the things that the movie theaters have done, because a lot of the releases had really slowed down, and especially out where I am, there's an AMC Mercado 20. And one of the things that they did is probably maybe close to almost half of the screens were playing foreign language films with subtitles. And so they were utilizing these screens to bring in additional people, bring in additional revenue, and serve certain demographics and certain markets. They also had other things that they were doing where they allowed you, if you're still kind of cautious about going to the movie theater and you still wanted to get the ability to go to the movie theater, you were able to go ahead and book the whole entire theater for you and your closest friends. So at one point it didn't cost that much, a few $100s to be able to book a whole entire movie screening. And a lot of the movies that they were playing were a lot of the classics, but they even still option that now for you to be able to book one of the smaller theaters and to be able to watch some of the more current releases that are taking place. So that's still kind of something that's available there, for you. And like I said, as times kind of progressed, I've noticed as we've gotten closer, and I would really say when Wakanda came out, Wakanda Forever on November 11th, we went to go see that. I almost feel like that was leading up to that, about the week before, I started seeing the dynamics of people attending the movie theater. There were points where I would actually book a single seat, because all the ones I go to, they all have recliners and they're in a quad, in a dual setup, one on the right, one on the left. I would end up sitting in one of the seats, the other one next to me. I put my bag in it or whatever. But as we started getting closer and closer to Wakanda, the thing I started noticing is that there were folks that were starting to book that empty seat next to me. So in some of the smaller theaters, the amount of people that were showing up to the theater was being a lot more intense. And so instead of them spreading themselves out, they were starting to book themselves next to each other in some of the better seats that are kind of like right in the middle of the theater, that we get the full, surround sound effect. I was starting to see that happen a lot. And then folks stopped really wearing masks. Some people would come in with a mask, but they take their mask off. And you kind of get a feel that this might have been their first time back to the theater. And they're like, well, shoot, nobody else in here is wearing a mask. So why am I going to wear my mask also as well? And then so, like I said, the whole grand opening, once that happened with reopening, kind of if you want to imagine it that way, the theaters have been full. So I've seen movies since Wakanda, and I've seen a lot of folks in a theater. Matter of fact, I just went to go see The Menu on Friday, I think it was. And the whole entire row, I think it had maybe 15 or 20 seats. Everyone in that row, all the seats in the row were all taken, so that's one of the things that kind of really have shifted with it. So I think overall, if you consider the Movie Pass, it is an incredible option for you to have. If you like to go see movies, you're feeling comfortable going back to the movie theaters, it's an incredible option for you to have. And if you do get the AMC Movie Pass, you want to make sure you want to sign up for the Stubs reward program. And when you do that, if you happen to buy popcorn or whatever it is, the popcorn, the drinks, they're all expensive. If you buy the popcorn, the drink, you can buy the small version, and then they'll upsize you to the large version automatically. So you'll be able to save a little bit of money there. You're able to get, after you spend a certain amount of money on your food or your movie tickets or whatever it is, somebody else comes with you, you get $5 off coupons. That works out great. They have other perks that they offer. You can see all that stuff. It's all available through the website. But I definitely would highly recommend you considering the Movie Pass. It's great. It's great. And so I think the only thing you really have to think about is if you're going to the movies once a month, the idea of buying a drink and buying a popcorn for yourself, you probably figure to spend about $20. But if you're going to go to the movie every week and 3 times a week, you're probably, if you're going by yourself, that's at least $60 worth of drink and popcorn. And at some point, the popcorn gets played out. You may not want that. You multiply 60 by 4, that's $240 a month that you're probably going to spend just in popcorn and drinks. And I'm not talking about getting a hot dog or some additional candy or whatever it might be. So you can see the whole idea behind the Movie Pass is to get behinds in the seat, charge them an inexpensive price of about $25 a month. But hopefully while you're there, you'll go ahead and patronize the concession stand. And with all the different rewards that are happening, saving money off as you're buying hot dogs or whatever it might be, you kind of get caught up in the frenzy of, I'm saving money, I'm getting an incredible experience watching the movie, but I'm also being able to get these little $5 off coupons, and I can stack those and get some free food. So the thing you got to ask yourself is this the rotation that you want to be in? If you're trying to save money, is it worth it for you to go ahead and buy food there at the theater? Or the other option is just make sure you guys eat before you go. And one of the things is you can't necessarily sneak food into the movie theater. I know out where I was at, out in Brentwood originally, they would allow you to bring food into the movie theater. I think they have a pretty much overall policy now that you can't bring outside food in. So it's probably a good idea to be able to eat first before you go. That way you're not hungry. And if you want to buy popcorn for something big like Wakanda, go ahead and do that. And if you do get the supersized up to the large bucket, they're going to give you a refill. So if you want to eat one of the buckets there and then get a refill on the way out, take the popcorn home, put it in a Ziploc bag, and eat over the next couple days, you're more than welcome to do that also as well. That's just a kind of a simple hack. And then I think the only other thing with Movie Pass to be concerned with is what I can't think of it right now. But yeah, so I say overall the Movie Pass is a great option. Consider that. $25 a month. You can't go wrong. And if you decide you want to cancel at any time, you can do that. Oh, and so just real quick, I'll kind of walk you through the logistics of the Movie Pass. So what they do is they allow you to have up to 3 movies a week that you can book. And I think a week starts on Friday and it goes to the following Thursday. Then your calendar resets. And so what you're able to do is you're able to actually go into the app and decide what particular movie you want to see. If it's playing on Dolby Cinema or IMAX or whatever it might be, you can go ahead and choose that as an option. And then you pick your seat out and you go ahead and book it. And then you see the price of what it costs and it gets deducted down to $0. You go ahead and book your seat and then you have a reservation. And then if you decide at some point you want to change your seat or you can't make that theater, and then the app actually prompts you probably about an hour before the movie theater. They want to confirm with you that you're going to be there. And if you are not going to be there for whatever reason, you can't make it, don't trip. So go ahead and go into the app, you hit the cancellation button, and it cancels your reservation just like that. And there's no penalty at all. So you can decide to go watch. And I don't know how many times I may have booked to go see a movie on Monday, and I'm like, okay, I can't go. I got too much work going on. So I'll go ahead and look and see when it's available, and I might book it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it might be. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll be like, okay, this particular movie I want to see, but I know it's going to be leaving the theater pretty soon. So I usually jump between Saratoga in the Bay Area and AMC Mercado, and I'll see when the last day it's playing before it's gone from the theater. And if that's the worst case scenario where I really want to see it, and I'll go ahead and book the last show. And if it conflicts with something else I booked that's more current in the theater, I'll cancel that and I'll push that reservation out someplace else. So that's one of the things you want to be aware of. And so you can if let's say for example Wakanda 3 is coming out on January 1st. If it's in the system, you can go ahead and book January 1st as one of your Movie Pass options, but that only leaves you 2 Movie Pass that are available. So if you have one that's taken off in the future and you have 2 that are current and you book those 2 movies, even though you're in a new week, if you have 3 reservations, you can't book anything new. So you have to wait until the first movie that's on your rotation, you watch it and it falls out and it creates a new one where you can book another movie. So the most you can have booked at one time is 3. The most you can see at one time in a week is 3, but you can divvy your reservations up over time if you want to, over a period of time. It doesn't have to all be done in a week, so that works out great. So there's different things you guys will notice, and it's a lot of fun, I'll tell you. And and with that said, pretty much almost anything that has come out at the movie theater right now, stuff I normally wouldn't go see, I go watch it on the Movie Pass, and the people at the door, and that's another thing, when you do use your Movie Pass, everything's all done through your phone, you can do it online. You got to have a smartphone where you can have the app to show them once you go in. And one of the things that they usually do is they check your ID. And what I've done to try to minimize the chance of losing my driver's license, I keep it usually in my bag. I've actually scanned my driver's license and I have it inside my phone and I have it saved. So what I usually do, I show them my Movie Pass for that particular movie that I'm there to watch. And then and I'll ask them, do you want to see my ID? They're like, oh no, I've seen you here already like 6 times in the last 2 weeks, go ahead and go. But if it's somebody new, I'll go ahead, they'll say, yeah, let me see the ID. I'll just show them the ID on my phone. So that kind of works out. So that kind of summarizes everything with the Movie Pass. And like I said, let me just run through real quick. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I normally wouldn't go watch. I went and watched The Menu. I watched She Said, which was an excellent movie. I watched Armageddon Time. I watched Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, of course. I also watched the Duran Duran Hollywood High. It was a great movie. Terrifier 2, I never would have gone to see that, but that turned out to be an excellent movie. I saw Pray for the Devil. I watched Till, of course. Tar Watched that one. Triangles of Sadness. That movie was crazy. That was cool. Black Adam, of course, watched that. Ticket to Paradise, check that out. I watched Bros. Watched also Halloween Ends. Halloween Kills. Never would have gone to go see that. And what started it out were two movies, Barbarian, because I saw it around October when I first signed up. So a lot of the horror movies were out. Barbarian was really good, and the movie Smile, that was really good also as well. So I've gotten really my money's worth out of this. And what I have on deck coming up, I've got Glass Onion, I've got Bones and all, and I got Violent Night. I normally wouldn't go see these movies at all, but with the Movie Pass, they're on my phone. I'm going to go see them all for sure. And so I'm really excited all the time to see what's coming out. I always get to the movie early so I can see all the previews of what's coming. And I always stay all the way to the very end when the credits are done and the lights go off. That's when I get my behind up and I leave. So that's it, guys. For the Movie Pass, go ahead and consider that. Now, I know you guys are hanging on to hear about my new movie rating system. And I was inspired by this because one day I went and bought some food. So I had some, I think I had $20 worth of reward bucks that had carried over. So I had bought some food. No, actually, no, this time, I think I might have snuck in some Togos. So it was inside my bag and I was eating it. So when I got done watching the movie, I was very disappointed with the movie that I saw. I think it was Tar is what it was. And so I love the symphony, and I've done videos about the symphony. I went to see Tar because I wanted to be able to see a lot of symphonic performance, but it only made up about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes of the whole movie. So going into it, I was a little disappointed, but I just wasn't happy with the movie in general. And so when I was walking out, shaking my head, last one out the theater, I had the box in my hand that had the trash. And so I went, and at AMC, they are trying to be environmentally sustainable. They have more or less 4 bins that you can sort your trash. They got a little sign on the front what goes in each one. They have a bin for waste. They have a bin for trash. They have a bin for compost. They have a bin for recycle. So I took my box and I was putting it into the trash. And I was like, oh man, this is just so ironic. The movie was trash, and I'm throwing away my trash. So there is how I had my movie rating system. It was born. It's based upon the 4 bins that are available at the AMC. Now, so you got the worst, you got the best. And so what is the best that is available? It's recycle. Simple enough. I'll explain that in a second. And what is the worst? The worst is waste. And so let's break that down. So the best option is for a movie, which would be 5 stars for me, would be recycle. Now, why do I choose recycle? Recycle is something that is globally friendly, it's sustainable, it's used over and over and over. It sticks around and stays around for a long time. So if a movie I feel is incredible, I'm gonna give it a recycle. That means it should be around forever. So if you love Star Wars, the original that came out back in, what was it, in the 70s or something, don't quote me because I never saw Star Wars before in my life. So there's a whole franchise and ecosystem that has built off the original Star Wars. If you love that movie is a recycle because it's been made over. There's been things that have grown from it. There's things that have been created. That's the best thing you can do is recycle. Now on the flip side, you're gonna have, well then let's go down one. The next one down is gonna be Compost. So that was an okay movie. Wasn't really good, wasn't really bad, it was just okay. Now Compost, if you think about it, Compost is something that kind of sticks around for a while. It breaks down back into its natural elements, and it kind of absorbs itself back into the environment. So it's not anything that's memorable. It's not a movie that you may want to see again and again. It may be something that is just like, it's okay. I watched it, I saw it, I can talk about it, but I have no really desire to see it again. It wasn't really good, wasn't really bad. It was compostable. So that's the second tier down. Then the final 2 tiers are trash and waste. So waste in my mind is like, it requires special handling. So if you think of nuclear waste, you can't just take nuclear waste and put it into a landfill. You got to process that stuff. You got to let it sit. You got to let it half-life down. There's a whole thing you go through to try to contain it so that it doesn't spread and contaminate and destroy the earth. So if a movie is the worst, in my mind, it is waste. And nothing I've seen so far I would classify as waste. Now, what's trash? Trash is just above waste. So trash is something that you can take and it's not recyclable, it's not compostable, but you don't have to use critical cleanup methods to be able to dispose of it. You can just take and dump that stuff in the landfill. So those are the 4 tiers of movies ratings that I've come up with. On the top is recycle. You're going to find compostable right underneath that. You're going to find trash is going to be, trash is literally trash. It's not very good, but it's not something that's going to destroy the environment. And waste is like a waste of your time, my time. It's a waste of resources. It's just something that's pretty bad. So going forward, guys, that's the movie rating system I'm going to use when it comes to, the movie pass and sharing with you guys my experience with these movies. So that's basically it, guys. So we got the movie pass, probably one of the most epic things that are available to go watch movies right now. And if you're going to go watch anything, I would always recommend Dolby Cinema. If you can see, I don't care what it is, if you don't want to see it, typically go watch it in Dolby Cinema. It creates an incredible environment. I'd say even way more than IMAX, because it's a combination of about 54 speakers, 4 subs on the ceilings. You got speakers all around, plus you got transducers in the seat. It's going to enhance your environment incredibly when it comes to watching a movie. IMAX, most of the IMAX theaters aren't true IMAX to scale. The sound is not as penetrating. The seats generally don't recline, are not recliners. And then you're not going to have transducers in the seats at all. So you're going to have to really rely upon, the surround that they have in there. Then everything else kind of falls, beneath that. So like I said, Movie Pass is the way to go. And remember my rating system, we got recycle on top. It should be around forever. For future generations should use it. Compost. We got trash, and then waste. It's going to destroy the world, so we got to go through special mitigation procedures to be able to stop it. So that's it, guys. I'll go ahead and wrap everything up. I hope you guys have enjoyed this breakdown of the Movie Pass, and then also an understanding of what my rating system is going to be going forward. So if you see, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a square, and it's going to have where I saw it at. I'm going to also show you guys how many people were in the theater, that we can get an idea of what the head count was. You're also going to be able to see what my rating is within those 4. And I might even take a screenshot of just the name of the title right off the screen so you guys know exactly what it was, or maybe the poster, if it's got enough promotion that it's there. And then let's go ahead and jump right in real quick to the last couple final things you guys are waiting for as I wrap things up. Now, what are the business ideas that can relate to the Movie Pass and my rating system? Well, obviously, you can become a movie critic, and anybody can become a movie critic. All you have to do is have an opinion and have the ability to go see movies and have an internet connection. If you have all those, you can become a movie critic. So pretty much everything that comes out, go see it like the first couple days and blog about it, do a YouTube video about it, talk about it in detail. And the thing about it too is you don't necessarily have to go into deep analysis. You can just provide some of the basic information, let people know that you're not providing spoilers, whatever it might be, but just kind of over what your overall opinion is, what it may relate to, some of the central things. That way, let people go see that. You don't want to discourage anybody from seeing any movie at all. Everybody has different opinions about Hollywood, but every time somebody takes a bootleg copy of something, it affects thousands of people's jobs. So, I never want to ever say you should not go to a movie. Go check it out, but at least in the beginning, set your expectations. So doing those things right there are all going to be business opportunities. And if you can build up a following, you can eventually work yourself out onto the red carpet. I've seen it happen before. Somebody that started out small. Think about Perez Hilton, what he started out doing, and think about where he is right now. So as long as you have an opinion, you got followers, and you can produce content that people are interested in listening to, you are always going to have an audience for sure. Just that simple. Just that simple, guys. So you can easily do that. You just got to be patient, got to be consistent, and go about it. And then the last thing here, any of the business that you decide to start, you're always going to have your basic deductions you're going to be able to take advantage of. If you're a movie critic, $25 a month, your movie pass, you could probably write that off. You're going to be able to write your mileage off back and forth. If you have a home office, you can write off that, your cell phone, internet, travel, if you end up getting to go to the red carpet to be able to, meet stars, that type of stuff, that type of travel is all going to be deductible, supplies, etc. And most importantly, you want to try to find a way to get your movie business monetized as soon as possible. So if you can build up a following on YouTube, or you can, sell advertising on your blog, that's all a path that you guys can make to success. So if you guys got any questions about business opportunities, things that you can deduct as it comes to something that you may be really enjoying, which is going to the movies, you guys should always reach out to me and book a consultation. Andre Reese.biz. I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I haven't done a video here in a minute, and I've really been enjoying doing this. And like I said, me personally, every one of the videos I do going forward or talk about these movies, I'm always going to talk about businesses. So, maybe I might be able to deduct my movie pass as well. We'll see, guys. But take care, be safe, and if there's anything you guys need, let me know. And if you enjoy Movie Pass, you've used it before in the past, you're considering getting the Movie Pass again, you can always drop me a comment down at the bottom. And I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got to get on a plane. I got some business I got to take care of. And, it is what it is. Wish you guys the best. Take care. Be safe. I'm Audi 5000 and sideways to the next light. All right, guys, take care. Be safe. Peace. All right, I know I got to be stupid here. All right, guys, take care. Oh, my goodness. All right. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video. Visit me directly at andrereese.biz. 4 things to do: like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell. Stay safe, guys. Lift the glass to freedom. Stay woke and don't get TikTok. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.